Today we received the intestine with attached cecum and appendix to differentiate between the Crohn's disease and tuberculosis. They are very close differential, and treatment modalities of these diseases are completely different. So we have to carefully search in the gross as well as microscopy for the any diagnostic feature. So we received this 170 centimeter size intestine with attached cecum. So this is cecum and this is appendix, and this is appendix, and this is tip of the appendix. And when we have these two differential, then we have to closely see the serosa also for any tubercle. So in this case we find tubercle over the serosa. When we are tracing it, so we are finding the some tubercle. So these are the tubercle. So these are the tubercle. Throughout the intestine, these are the tubercle. And the other thing is we find perforation. Already I have taken the gross, so this is distorted and the perforation was here. So I find the perforation, and we have to see for the creeping fat. So this is normal mesenteric fat, and this is attached over this mesenteric border only. But when the creeping fat is present, then this fat is wrapping around this intestinal wall or the serosal wall. Because of the transmural involvement of the disease process, and here in this case there is a no creeping fat, means fat is restricted over this area only, there is no fat over the serosa. And we have to see for the thickness of the intestinal wall also. So it is of 1 to 2 millimeter, 1 millimeter only, and in between some fine thinned out areas. So these are very thinned out areas. And when we cut this intestinal wall at the anti-mesenteric border, so we find is transversely placed ulcer. These are the transversely placed ulcer throughout the intestinal wall. So these are the transversely placed ulcer. When I am tracing the all the throughout the intestine, we find the transversely placed ulcer. So they are transversely placed because the long axis of the intestine is this, and they are transversely placed along this. So this is characteristic of the tuberculosis. So to finding, we find the tubercle as well as this transversely placed ulcer, and the area of the involvement of this transverse ulcer is very long segment, because throughout the intestine we find the transversely placed ulcer. Throughout the intestine there is a transversely placed ulcer. And the other thing, along with this intestine, we find the these lymph node also, mesenteric lymph node, and the maximum size of this lymph node is 3 centimeter. And the wall thickness of the cecum, so as this was the cecum, and when I cut, the thickness of the wall thickness of the cecum is increased. It is 1.3 centimeter. So wall thickness of the cecum, so because of the fibrosis or the fibrosis nature of the disease, so the wall thickness is increased. Section taken from the lymph node we received attached with the intestine, and here I am showing you the caseting type of necrosis center. Arrow showing caseting type of necrosis and surrounded by the epithelioid and the lymphocytes cuffing. So this is low power view 4x, under 4x. Second granuloma, again showing center necrosis. This is third granuloma with the center necrosis. This is 40x view, and under 40x view we can see the giant cells. These are the giant cells. 1, 2, and number 3. So these all are the multinucleated or Langhans type of giant cells. So this is again giant cells. And in the center part we can see the caseting type of necrosis, and here all these are the lymphocytes. This is 40x view, and here we can see the epithelioid shaped cells or sleeper shaped cells. They are plump. Here we can see the plump epithelioid cell. So all these are the epithelioid, plump epithelioid cells. They are the transformed macrophages only, and this is giant cells, and these giant cells is made up of epithelial cells only. So inside, if we look carefully, so all these are the epithelial type of the nuclei. So this is multinucleated giant cells. And outside the necrotic area and the center area, we can see the lymphoid aggregate, means there is a collection of the lymphocytes. The necrotic part also we can see these arrows showing epithelial type of cells, along with the, here we can see the neutrophilic infiltrate also. Though they are not characteristic, might be because of the secondary superadded acute infection. This is 10x view, and in 10x view we can see the multinucleated giant cells, and these are the epithelial shaped cells and necrotic material. So under low power also we can identify कि yes, this is granuloma. We have taken from the intestinal wall, and this arrow is showing muscularis mucosae, and above this is mucosa, and above this there is a mucosa. And now we are moving toward the ulcer. So there is a ulceration. Here there is a mucosa is there, but here there is a complete loss of the mucosa and no epithelial at all. So there is ulceration, and here this is muscle layer proper. So above the muscle layer proper as well as below the muscle layer there is a lymphoid aggregate. Again here also there is a, they are basically granulomas. When we will see it under high power, they are granulomas. So this is high power view, and we can see these epithelial cell. All these are the epithelial shaped cells, and this is second granulomas, and here also there is an epithelial cell. This is low power view of the lymph node, and we can see all these are the granulomas, and these are multinucleated giant cells. 3 here, and this is here, and again this is granulomas. The section is not properly cut. Now we will move toward the high power. This is high power, and we can identify the Langhans type of giant cells, and surrounded by the epithelial cells, and outside this these are the lymphocytes. This is collection of the epithelial cells and necrosis. So the pointer is showing the epithelial shaped cells. So all these are the epithelial shaped cells or epithelial cell. As I told you initially also that tuberculosis and the Crohn's disease are the very close differential, and they have to be differentiated because the treatment modality is completely different. In the Crohn's disease, we give the steroid, and which is disastrous for the case of tuberculosis and should not be given in the case of tuberculosis because they lead to the complications like perforation and all this. Now, on the basis of these gross finding, like tubercle, thick ileocecal wall, and the transversely placed ulcer, lymphadenopathy, lumen, narrowed lumen because of the strictures, and in microscopy, we saw the granuloma, 1, 2, and 3 granuloma with the central caseating necrosis. So this is caseating necrosis, and the lymphocyte cuffing around this epithelial shaped cells, or these are the Langhans type of giant cells. These are the Langhans type of the giant cells. And here I did the morphometry, means I measured the diameter of this single granuloma, and which I found is more than 200 micrometer. Means the size of it is 2000 micrometer with the center necrosis, which is the diagnostic feature for the tuberculosis. Now this is closer view, means necrosis and Langhans type of giant cells. And here you can see the epithelial shaped cells. These are the epithelial
or sleeper cell. Now, what are the similarities? Why they look similar? Because both the disease, Crohn's and the tuberculosis, both are chronic granulomatous conditions. And in the lymph node also, we will see the granulomas. So what are the similarities? The locations of both the disease are quite common, is ileum and the cecum. Perforation and the wall become thick in the both the cases, but the type of the ulcer is different. In tuberculosis, transversely placed ulcer, while in the case of the Crohn's disease, the ulcer become longitudinal. And these three finding like creeping fat, skip lesions, and the fissure and fistula are positive or are seen in the case of the Crohn's disease, and they are negative in the case of tuberculosis. In both the diseases, the granuloma are seen, but the confluent granulomas, the size of the granuloma more than 200 micrometer with the central caseating necrosis is the characteristic finding of the TB. And confluent granulomas in high power field, even in the TB, we can see more than 5 granulomas or up to 10. So what is TB? It is a complex interaction between the individual host and the bacterial virulence. In detail, you will see your lecture. And in the gross and the microscopy, we will find the ulcerative hypertrophied, because as the disease progresses, there development of the fibrosis. So hypertrophied form or combination of the both, like ulcerative or hypertrophied. So ulcero-hypertrophied forms are seen in the gross as well as microscopy. So the most common site is ileum and the cecum, and the other multiple sites may be seen. And the symptom become abdominal pain, malabsorptions, and because of the symptom maybe because of the structures and the perforations. Now, for diagnosis, we take the help of the biopsy and histology and demonstration of the organism via the spatial stain like AFB and culture, and via the culture of the organism, and we will take the help of the molecular technique sometime. Now, what is IBD? Because our differential is Crohn's disease, and the Crohn's disease is one of the inflammatory bowel disease. And inflammatory bowel disease basically are two ulcerative colitis and the Crohn's disease. So what is this inflammatory bowel disease? In this, there is a alteration of the host interaction with the microorganism, epithelial dysfunction, intestinal epithelial dysfunction, and the aberrant mucosal immune response, or sometimes genetic events or genetic defect may be seen. So inflammatory bowel disease are two, Crohn's and the ulcerative colitis. So basic difference between the ulcerative colitis and the Crohn's disease, I will take some more time. Ulcerative colitis and the Crohn's disease, this is left-sided disease, and you can learn it by the right-sided disease. And the other name for the ulcerative colitis is backwash ileitis, because sometimes as this is a continuous disease, continuous involvement of the from rectum to ascending colon, and sometime from this side to it can reach up to the ileum. So backwash ileitis, we can use the word backwash ileitis, and the Crohn's disease is a regional enteritis. The word is regional enteritis for the Crohn's. So in ulcerative colitis, the rectum is most of the time or almost always is involved, and they involve in the continuous fashion, while in the Crohn's disease skip lesions are seen because continuous involvement नहीं होता है, jump की तरह होता है, like कुछ lesion यहाँ पर है, कुछ यहाँ पर है, कुछ ileum में है, तो jump करता है. So skip lesions, or we can say patchy inflammations, are seen in the case of the Crohn's disease, while here the ulcerative colitis के अंदर continuous involvement होता है, continuous involvement है. So माइक्रोस्कोपी में भी हम देखेंगे तो आपके डिफ्यूज जो भी अल्सर होंगे या जो भी आपकी फाइंडिंग आएगी वो डिफ्यूज होगी, और जो क्रॉन्स डिजीज में है वो आपके फोकल होगी, बिकॉज एक एरिया के अंदर तो अपन ने अल्सर या कोई भी फाइंडिंग देखी और दूसरा सराउंडिंग एरिया कंप्लीटली नॉर्मल है. सो अब्रप्ट ट्रांजिशंस are seen in the Crohn's disease. Now this is large intestine, and this is Taenia coli, longitudinal band of the three muscles, and these are the hostra. So you see the thickness of the wall, because we will compare it with these diseases, ulcerative colitis and the Crohn's. This is ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis is restricted up to the mucosa only. So in bronchoscopy, endoscopy, we will see the ulcerations. So ulceration are seen in the endoscopy, and the wall thickness become normal. You can compare it with this. While in the Crohn's disease, this is transmural disease, because transmural matlab it involved from the mucosa to serosa, अंदर से लेके बाहर तक इन्वॉल्व करता है. इसी वजह से इसके अंदर फिशर एंड फिस्टुला आर कॉमन. एंड कॉबल स्टोन्स मीन्स जो सराउंडिंग अल्सर के सराउंडिंग म्यूकोजा प्रोट्रूड करती है वो एक कॉबल स्टोन अपीयरेंस की तरह दिखाई देती है. सराउंडिंग नॉर्मल म्यूकोजा का अपीयरेंस है कॉबल स्टोन अपीयरेंस. एंड मसल hypertrophy is seen because transmural involvement of the disease. And what is creeping fat? Because it is transmural disease, so it involves the surrounding serosa or surrounding fat also. So fat is wrapped around the serosa. Fat wrapped around the serosa, and this appearance gives the creeping fat. So here this is cobblestone appearance, and this is pseudopolyps in the case of the ulcerative colitis. Cross view. And what are the basic difference between the Crohn's disease and the ulcerative colitis? As I told you, this is left-sided, so colon is most commonly involved, and here the ileum and the colon. And the skip lesions are more in the, or skip lesions are seen in the Crohn's disease, while the disease, it is diffuse disease. Strictures are more common in the Crohn's because the involvement is transmural, and here strictures are not seen. The wall become thick, and here the wall is thin or normal. Rectal involvement is almost always there in the case of the ulcerative colitis. Fissure fistula are common in the Crohn's disease because transmural. So इन सभी का आंसर transmural involvement में छुपा हुआ है, fissure fistula का, wall thickness का और strictures का. Now these three things, malignant potential, toxic megacolon, and perforations are comparatively more common in ulcerative colitis. If we compare it with the Crohn's disease, they are generally seen or more common in ulcerative colitis. Now involvement, this is transmural, Crohn's disease is transmural, while ulcerative colitis is mucosa. Mucosa तक ही रहता है और ये डीप तक जाता है. अल्सर ये डीप होते हैं, डिस्क्रीट अल्सर होते हैं. दोनों के अंदर ही लॉन्गिट्यूडनल अल्सर आर कॉमन, बट डीप अल्सर आर सीन इन द Crohn's disease, क्योंकि ये ट्रांसम्यूरल इन्वॉल्वमेंट, सभी का आंसर ट्रांसम्यूरल के अंदर छुपा हुआ है क्योंकि ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक इन्वॉल्वमेंट होता है, म्यूकोसा टू सीरोसा. सो पाइलोरिक ग्लैंड मेटाप्लेजिया आर मोर कॉमन इन Crohn's disease, while Paneth cell metaplasia is more common in the ulcerative colitis. Granuloma is more common in the Crohn's disease, while there is no granulomas. Serositis, fibrosis, and the lymphoid reactions, these three things are the more common in the Crohn's disease. Now, as I told you, all these features, whatever the feature they are, just name आप learn कर लो कि जो भी ये name है वो diffuse involvement होते हैं ulcerative colitis में, मतलब ये दोनों ही feature होंगे but diffuse होंगे ulcerative colitis में और ये focal होंगे. And ये feature क्या है? Means irregular luminal surface, crypt abscess, mucin depletion, architecture abnormality, कि सारी की सारी दोनों में होगी लेकिन डिफ्यूज होंगी अल्सरेटिव कोलाइटिस में. Crohn's डिजीज में फोकल मतलब छोटे से एरिया तक ही रिस्ट्रिक्ट रहेगी. बेसल प्लाज्मा साइटोसिस भी दोनों में ही होगा लेकिन मार्क्ड ज्यादा, अगर हम दोनों को कंपेयर करें तो ज्यादा फीचर कॉमन है बेसल प्लाज्मा साइटोसिस अल्सरेटिव कोलाइटिस का, लेकिन दोनों के अंदर हो सकता है. ग्रेनुलोमा इज ए सीन इन द Crohn's डिजीज. और सब म्यूकोजल इन्फ्लेमेशन किस में दिखेगा? Crohn's डिजीज में, क्योंकि म्यूकोजा तक ही डिजीज रहती है अल्सरेटिव कोलाइटिस में, सो सब म्यूकोजा का इन्वॉल्वमेंट ही नहीं होता है. नाउ दिस इज कॉबलस्टोन अपीयरेंस. ये नॉर्मल म्यूकोजा है, ये प्रोट्रूड कर रही है, तो ये दिस इज कॉबलस्टोन अपीयरेंस एंड दिस इज नैरोइंग स्टेनोसिस. एंड दिस इज डायग्राम ऑफ द लॉन्गिट्यूडनल अल्सर. And here this is creeping fat. So fat is wrapping around the serosa. And this is endoscopic view of the ulcer, longitudinal ulcer, and these are the cobblestone appearance. Now abrupt transitions. मैंने आपको बोला था कि Crohn's disease में abrupt transition होता है, means surrounding normal epithelium होगी और अचानक से ulcer appear हो गया क्योंकि skip lesions होते हैं. Basal plasma cytosis means crypt के नीचे basal region में प्लाज्मा सेल का डिपोजिशन होता है. And granuloma is common in the Crohn's disease. Now, normally अगर हम इन क्रिप्ट का अरेंजमेंट देखें तो ये टेस्ट ट्यूब की तरह पैरेलल होते हैं, लेकिन क्रिप्ट डिस्टॉर्शन, क्रिप्ट आर्किटेक्चर डिस्टॉर्शन मिलता है अल्सरेटिव कोलाइटिस में और Crohn's डिजीज दोनों में ही. क्रिप्ट एप्सिस मतलब क्रिप्ट के अंदर न्यूट्रोफिल का कलेक्शन हो जाता है दोनों ही डिजीज के अंदर। क्रिप्ट की समटाइम बडिंग भी होती है, क्रिप्ट कुछ लॉस भी हो जाते हैं, कंप्लीटली लॉस भी हो जाएंगे। सो ये सारे फीचर्स दोनों ही आईबीडी के अंदर कॉमन है। एंड हियर यू कैन सी द बेसल प्लाज्मासाइटोसिस, दिस इज मस्कुलर म्यूकोसी। एंड नॉर्मली ये टच करते हैं, इस टेस्ट ट्यूब की तरह ये क्रिप्ट टच करते हैं, बट हियर in the IBD they are not touching the basement membrane. ये मस्कुलर म्यूकोसी है और ये क्रिप्ट नॉर्मली टच करते हैं, बट इन आईबीडी के अंदर ये टच नहीं करके यहाँ पे प्लाज्मा सेल का कलेक्शन हो जाता है। सो इसको सॉर्टिंग ऑफ द क्रिप्ट भी बोलते हैं। Here you can see very well the crypt abscess and these are the, आप अगर देखें तो ये कौन सी टाइप की सेल है, पाइलोरिक रीजन में जो होती है। सो पाइलोरिक मेटाप्लेजिया इज कॉमन इन क्रॉन्स डिजीज। These are the mucosa, because ये मस्कुलर म्यूकोसी है तो म्यूकस ग्रेनुलोमा है, म्यूकोजल रीजन में ग्रेनुलोमा है, दिस इज मसल प्रॉपर। तो ये सिरोजा है तो ट्रांसम्यूरल इन्वॉल्वमेंट है, सो फाइंडिंग करती है क्रॉन्स डिजीज को। द अदर इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज in your viva the examiner may ask you what are the different granulomatous conditions. So TB ही इसका आंसर नहीं है, क्योंकि नॉर्मली दिमाग पे ये रहता है कि ग्रेनुलोमा मतलब TB. So there are different diseases in which granuloma is seen. So your answer should be like this: there are some bacterial condition, there are fungal condition, there are parasitic condition, and there are some miscellaneous conditions. So bacterial के आप एक एक के नाम बताइए, tuberculosis, leprosis, syphilis, brucellosis, cat sketch disease. Then fungal के नाम बताइए, ABCD करके आप याद रख सकते हैं, actinomycosis, basiomycosis, cryptococcosis, parasitic में schistosomiasis, and miscellaneous में जैसे Crohn's disease, sarcoidosis और foreign body type of granuloma. So all these are the granuloma. Next question है, what are the caseating granulomas, what are the non-caseating granulomas? So caseating is typical example is tuberculosis, and non-caseating का example है sarcoidosis, Crohn's disease and leprosy. The other important question, if your viva is going well, then what are the different type of ulcer? So TB के अंदर transverse ulcer, Crohn's disease में longitudinal ulcer, TB में transverse, then flask shape ulcer मिलते हैं, amoebic ulcer, flask की तरह होते हैं। टाइफॉइड अल्सर ओवल शेप के होते हैं और ये लॉन्गिट्यूडनल अल्सर होते हैं। सो दीज आर द डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ अल्सर। सो दिस वाज ऑल अबाउट योर tuberculosis. Thank you very much for carefully listening